Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak. My name is Iman Salim, and I'm the author and illustrator of The Little Tree That Goes for Hajj and The Little Tree and His Ramadan Adventures. I figured since Ramadan is right around the corner, it'd be great to do a book reading, A Little Tree and His Ramadan Adventures. So I hope you enjoy. Wake up, my friend, the old man whispered, settling into his favorite spot under the shade of the oak tree. We have a package from our friend Tamara. Tamara, exclaimed the old tree, waking up from his afternoon slumber with a start. That name certainly brings back fond memories. It sure does, said the old man, chuckling as he tore open the parcel. Inside the parcel was a sack of plump, delicious dates. Their mouths watered at the sight. They would have to wait until sunset to taste the sweet treats. They were fasting for Ramadan. Good old Tamara, said the old tree. Do you remember when we first met her? How could I ever forget? Replied the old man. Many years ago, when the man was young and the tree was just a sapling, they had traveled the world together. The young man would carefully dig the sapling out of the ground and carry him in a hand-woven basket to wondrous new lands. One time, they had been invited to celebrate Eid with a friend who lived on the other side of the valley. It was a full day's journey. To make it there on time, the two friends would have to travel during Ramadan. As their camel trotted along, the two friends talked and laughed, recalling their trip to perform Hajj together. Midway through their journey, the hot sun was bearing down on them, and they decided to pitch a tent and rest for a while. They dozed off in the tent's cool shade. When they awoke, they quickly noticed something was wrong. They couldn't find their camel. What are we going to do? Cried the young man, nervously pacing back and forth in the sand. The camel had all our food and water on her back. We'll never get to the other side of the valley in time for Eid. The little tree was frightened. He needed water more than ever in the hot desert, and his green leaves were starting to wilt. They decided to look for the camel after performing the afternoon prayers. They prayed for a miracle. They continued on foot, tired and desperate for a cool drink of water. Finally, when the sun beginning to set, they spotted a small pond at the bottom of the valley. As they eagerly made their way down the sand dune, the young man saw a shadowy figure cloaked by the large leaves of a date palm tree. He squinted for a moment, and then he realized what he was looking at. I see her! Our camel! Cheered the young man. It's a miracle! Cried the little tree. The man rushed down to where the camel was resting. He placed the tree in the shallow edge of the pool, so his roots could absorb the cool water. The man then scooped some refreshing water into his own mouth. But their satisfaction was short-lived. Suddenly, something hit the young man on the back of his head. Ouch! Yelped the man. What was that? I got you, bellowed a voice above them. I hit you with my bitter fruit. Now leave my pond before I hit you again. Who's there? Yelled the young man, looking around. He didn't see anyone. As the young man searched for the source of the voice, he noticed a large, plump date lying on the sand. He picked it up, sniffed it, and took a small nibble. Be careful, cautioned the little tree. The voice said the fruit was bitter. These are not bitter. They are the most delicious dates I have ever tasted. The young man told the little tree. He gathered more dates from the ground and shared them with the little tree and their camel. Whoosh! They were pelted with even more dates. How dare you eat my bitter fruit? Yelled the voice. I told you to leave my pond. Wait, stop, yelled the young man. At last he realized where that angry voice was coming from. It was the date palm tree. Why are you trying to chase us away? Asked the man. We are only travelers passing through. We will leave your pond soon. Can you share just a few of your dates with us? After all, it is Ramadan. This is my home, and these are my fruits, repeated the date palm tree. After a short pause, her anger seemed to give way to curiosity. What is Ramadan anyway? She asked. The young man and the little tree exchanged hopeful glances. The little tree spoke for the first time. Ramadan is a month of fasting for Muslims. We don't eat or drink between sunset and sunrise. Why would anyone not eat or drink during that time? The date palm tree asked. They'd get very hungry and thirsty. The little tree could tell she was curious, so he decided to explain further. Ramadan is the name of the month in the Islamic calendar, and Muslims fast during this month. Going without food or drink during the day helps people appreciate their blessings. Since Muslims start to feel the hunger that many poor people around the world feel, fasting encourages them to become kinder and more generous to others. And when it's all over, there is a big feast called Eid al-Fitr. It means the feast of breaking the fast. My name's Tamara, the date tree said in an unexpectedly friendly tone. Travelers usually throw sticks or stones at me when I throw dates at them, Tamara responded. You were the first ones to talk to me and tell me such sweet, interesting things. Did you know that Muslims are advised to be like a date palm tree? Asked the little tree. What do you mean? Replied Tamara. Should people throw dates at anyone who hurts their feelings? That's what I do. No, laughed the little tree. If someone throws a rock at a date palm tree, the tree responds by dropping a delicious date for the person to eat. Just like a date tree grows sweet fruits that are good for you, a Muslim should always have the best and sweetest of manners. Tamara's eyes welled up. She suddenly felt ashamed. She was able to grow the most delicious fruit, and she was taking it all for granted. Don't cry, said the young man. Everyone makes mistakes when they are growing up and learning about the world. I will try to be better from now on, promised Tamara. It has been so much nicer talking to you than being mean and throwing dates at you. After that, the little tree told Tamara all about the forest he lived in and the time the young man took him for Hajj. Tamara told him about the different kinds of travelers who stayed at their pond. When it was time for the young man and little tree to leave, the new friends felt sad that they would have to part. After Eid, we will stop by and see you on our way back, promised the young man, waving as their camel trotted off. That night, when they finally reached the Eid celebrations, the young man and the little tree shared Tamara's sweet dates with everyone. The people couldn't believe the delicious dates came from the tree that they usually pelted them whenever they stopped at their pond. They all promised to visit Tamara and thank her for her generosity. That was one special Ramadan, said the old tree, chuckling. And best of all, Tamara has been sharing her dates with everyone since then. She became famous after that Ramadan, said the old man. People even planted some other date palms beside her so she wouldn't be lonely anymore. As they sat together, remembering their journey from long ago, the sun dipped below the horizon and beautiful streaks colored the sky. The sun had finally set. They eagerly bit into Tamara's tasty dates. They were thankful for all the wonderful blessings and adventures in their lives. The end. Well, thank you so much for sharing this book with me. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh and Ramadan Mubarak. Thanks.